This is a case study that shows how effective intention tapping can be in dealing with flight phobia. Watch how Morris, my brother-in-law, went from on the verge of cancelling his flight from Perth, Western Australia to Sydney to actually feeling excited about the flight. In this video, we cover how his symptoms started escalating a month before the flight to how bad things became for Morris 3 hours before the flight, calling to inform us that he has to cancel and that his symptoms were so bad that he can't get on the flight, to his disbelief, to how quickly intention tapping helped and how he managed when he was re-triggered. This is a raw, honest, authentic account of debilitating flight phobia and how intention tapping helped so much. To find out more about intention tapping, go to my good friend Steve Will's website, intentiontapping.com. Also, be sure to register for the free webinar Steve is running for our accidental counsellor audience. Register for the webinar by clicking the link in this email, because if you can't attend live, you'll be able to catch the replay.
The plan I had obviously was to come and see Mum from Perth to Sydney. And so this is just after Christmas. And the experience I had leading up to this flight that we were supposed to have coming here was leading up to it about a month. It started a month before I started getting really anxious about getting on the plane. Now, mind you, I'd been on so many plane trips. This is not my first plane trip. And I just started feeling really tight-chested, really uncomfortable. And I'd be like waking up in the middle of the night. It started getting that bad and it was working me right up. And some nights I couldn't even sleep. And I didn't want to go back to sleep because I was just that fearful.
About
it just used to pop in. It would pop into my mind. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not even thinking about this plane trip. I'm not even thinking about anything. And then it would just pop into my head and it would just build up. And it got to the point sometimes I was that uncomfortable, even while like I'd be outside because, you know, I'm a smoker and that. I'd be having a cigarette and it'd calm me down a little bit. But it got to the point, even a cigarette couldn't calm me down. So it got to the point where come 2 days before, it got really, really strong. I started feeling a tight chest and it was more regular where I'd be getting these anxiety little attacks and thinking more about it. My body started tensing up more and things like this. 3 hours before I was supposed to get ready to go to the airport, I was getting really, really tight chested. My heart was beating through my chest. I was just so tense, like I just can't even explain the feeling. At the point, so I was just trying to cover everything up. I didn't want to show my wife, didn't want to show her that I was just so, ready to basically cancel the flight. It got to that point where I was ready to say, right, I can't do this. Right. And I want to see you guys. I want to see Mum so badly. I said, look, we haven't seen you guys for such a long time. So it was so important to me, I've never experienced anything like that. I've had, some mild panic attacks, if you want to call them. I don't know what you want to really, or anxiety or whatever. So I've had that before, but I've never experienced anything like this. And mind you, I must point out as well that I've had this on the previous plane trip, which was not this bad. So that would have been, let's say, 4 years ago. So I had just a very mild, I felt a little bit uncomfortable, but this one was the worst I've ever experienced. First thing I did was told my wife Sonia, and I said, look, I can't do this. She couldn't believe it. We had our bags packed, ready to go, everything. And she actually mentioned, she said, oh, look, you're going to have to ring Anna. You're going to have to ring Anna and Rocky and let them know. And then your mum's going to be so disappointed. You're going to let down so many people. And I said, look, this is nothing that I want. I said, this is just, it's so bad. I can't do it. I cannot go through it. In my mind, the way I felt, I thought, look, I'm that bad at the moment. But the anxiety or whatever you want to call it, my chest was that tight. I felt like I was going to have a heart attack, basically. And I said, look, all right, I'll give it a go. I've got nothing to lose. And I'll be honest with you, I just didn't believe that it was going to calm me down, not even a little bit. Honest to God. And I really thought, yeah, look, I'll talk to him. And but basically I was in a mental block. So So whatever anyone would have told me, or people could have been talking to me, I was just thinking about, look, I'm too scared to get on this plane.
Yes.
That's it. It's like a matter of life and death type of thing. For me, that's what it felt like. I thought, well, I'm going to die here. Something's going to happen. Like, I'm going to have a heart attack. Look, that was quite quick. It was, I would say, less than a minute.
Of doing the tapping?
Of doing this, yeah.
And what did you notice?
Look, I noticed I started calming down very, very slowly. It was calming me down. So I was at 15. We started doing the tapping. After 5 minutes, it had dropped down to about an 8. I must say as well, so when I started doing this, my thoughts were, as you said, how did you feel? So I thought, right, this is actually working. And I just went, wow. I thought, there's nothing that can bring me so calm, so quickly, so fast to calm this situation down. And then as I'm doing this, and you were talking to me as well and repeating a few things, and the ease, like a comfort, like a great comfort coming over the top of me. So it was like, wow, this is really working, and everything. My chest, now you kept asking me about my chest. How tight was that? And it was getting looser and looser, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. I was in a shock. I couldn't believe how fast that had started going down. So from a 15, like you said, going straight down to an 8, and I thought, no, this can't be possible. 15 minutes, correct. Yes. Yeah, 15 minutes.
And at the end of the 15 minutes, you went from 15 to...
I went to a 2, and we kept on a 2.
Yes.
We stayed on a 2.
Right.
And then once I got off the phone with you, I was actually excited to get on that plane.
Yes.
It was, mate, what an experience. Like, to get on that plane, it was like, I'm going. Yes, I can't believe it. I can't believe this is happening. Well, how good is this?
And the other thing we talked about, we did some breathing techniques. I showed Morris 2 breathing techniques, including the 4-7-8 breathing technique, where you breathe in through your nose for 4, you hold for the count of 7, and you breathe out through your mouth to the count of 8. The other breathing technique is 2 quick inhalations through the nose and a longer exhale through the mouth, like this.
Yes, and the tapping, the pressure point tapping on the fingers.
On the fingers.
Yeah,
also.
We did all those.
And we talked about keeping up the tapping on the way to the airport, whilst you're in the airport, on the plane.
Yes.
And one way to know whether these things actually stick and work is if you get re-triggered, and how much you get re-triggered, and if you're able to manage it and bring it down. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We got to the airport, still calm. I thought, I can't believe this. I'm actually looking, I'm waiting for this big anxiety thing to come on. So I'm stepping out of the car and I'm like, mate, I feel great. This is fantastic. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm like questioning myself, like, what the hell's going on? Why am I not in a big panic attack mode? I'm questioning myself out there. I'm thinking, okay, something's going to break here. Something's going to happen. Once I get in those doors, I can't do this. Run back out the door. Fantastic. Couldn't believe it. Then I'd stopped the tapping at that stage. So I didn't do any tapping going through the checkout. I was sitting there for probably, I'd say about half an hour. I started feeling, I thought, oh, here we go. I'm looking at the time and I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to get in that plane. So remember, my fear was a claustrophobic fear. This is what it's all about. So getting in the plane, once they lock those doors, I can't wind down the window. I'm thinking, I'm going to get trapped in here. I can't breathe, da-da-da. So I'm thinking, okay, so it's going to happen once I enter those doors. And it just started. But mind you, I'd stopped tapping for about an hour. I reckon maybe, about an hour. And then it went from a 2, I'd say, to an 8, real quick. Bang, very fast. And I thought, ooh, the place is full. I don't want to do the tapping, but I thought, no. Started tapping, I thought, I don't care. Start tapping, bang, levels down. Unbelievable. 1 minute, not even 1 minute, like 30 seconds.
You went from 2 to an 8?
2 to an 8.
Started tapping, and 30 seconds after tapping.
30 seconds, less than 1 minute.
And it went down to what, from an 8 to a 1?
Back down to a 2, maybe a 1. I would say a 1. I would say a 1, yeah.
Right.
It really dropped even lower than before.
Right.
And that was that fast, really fast.
Well, I've got to tell you, Morris, I've heard this story a few times. Thank you for allowing us to put you on camera.
More than welcome.
Because I think a lot of people do, the whole idea of the tapping, it looks a bit funny. People think that what can that do?
Yes.
This is a really great sort of a demonstration of the power of it, especially in this context.
So much power.
And I'm also personally very happy about the fact that we were able to see you. So
yeah. Look, it was great to get here. I think, being honest, right, without yourself, I wouldn't have been here. That trip was 110% going to be cancelled. And myself, like if I really can't, if I get in a bad situation, I would walk away from it, and that was going to be 110%. So I thank you for that. That was really great. And I'm being honest, it really did help me so much. Unbelievable. So quick, so fast, so easy. It was great.
Thanks, Mark.
Good job.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Rock.
I found intention tapping to be incredibly helpful in creating calm and relaxation, processing upsetting thoughts and beliefs, and processing stuck emotions and memories. Please share this with anyone else you think can benefit. Bye for now.